Good morning and welcome to our first chapel after Easter. I don't know if you remember Miss Craker saying yesterday, but Easter is not just one day. The season of Easter is 8 weeks long and it will go up until Pentecost sometime in the middle of June, and then we're going to go back to what the church calls ordinary time until Advent. So since we're still talking about Easter, I wanted to talk a bit about new life. We're thinking about new life, gardening, God working in things. There's lots of symbols of Easter, and nearly all of them are symbols of new life. We think about rabbits because rabbits have lots of baby bunnies, so that's lots of new life there. We think of the joyful new life that is flowers and the beginning of spring. We think about eggs and baby chicks because those are also new lives. And so, yeah, most of those Easter symbols are about new life. Now, I don't know about you, but I am starting to have a hard time waiting for spring. I feel like every day I look out to try and look for signs of spring and the new life, fresh grass, fresh flowers, and it feels like it's just not really coming yet. Today I wore this fancy shirt just because it was covered in flowers, and I thought maybe that would help me hope for spring. Yeah, a little bit, but maybe a little bit more every day. So, I would like to read you the Easter story. I know we've heard it recently, but it's always good to hear it again, even in a new form. And I would like you to listen in this story for the signs of new life, because this is beginning when the women who knew Jesus were feeling really discouraged after his death, and it was feeling hard for them to hope. So this is called Jesus is Alive. On the third day after Jesus died on the cross, early before the sun was up, Mary Magdalene and Mary were walking sadly along the road. A little bird started singing, but Mary Magdalene and Mary did not listen. A pink cloud floated in the sky, but Mary Magdalene and Mary did not look at it. They were very, very sad. They were going to visit Jesus' grave. They thought they would never, never see Jesus again. But as they were coming close to the grave, something very strange happened. There was a big noise. The earth began to shake. The trees swayed back and forth. The little stones on the road rolled this way and that. "What is it?" asked Mary Magdalene, holding her head. She thought she must be dizzy. "It is an earthquake," cried Mary. At that moment, the sun came up and shone into the garden. The birds sang and whistled and called. Everything was bright and beautiful. Mary Magdalene and Mary looked surprised. How could everything seem so happy when Jesus was dead? Then Mary looked at the grave. She pointed. Mary Magdalene looked too. Like lightning that does not go out, an angel was in front of the grave. The angel had rolled away the stone that had been in front of the opening and was sitting on it. Mary Magdalene and Mary could not move. They were so frightened. The angel saw them. "Do not be afraid," he called out to them with a voice full of joy. "I know you are looking for Jesus, who was dead and buried in this grave. He is not here anymore. He is alive again. He has come out of the grave. Come and see. The grave is empty." Mary Magdalene and Mary could see. There was no one in the grave. "Go quickly and tell his disciples that Jesus has risen from the dead and that they will see him," said the angel. Mary Magdalene and Mary turned around and ran out of the garden. They hardly knew what they were doing. They were so excited and happy. And suddenly Jesus was standing in front of them. "Good morning, Mary Magdalene." "Good morning, Mary," he said. Mary Magdalene and Mary knelt down before Jesus and worshipped him. "Do not be afraid," said Jesus to them. "Go and tell the others who love me that you have seen me, and that they will see me too." Mary Magdalene and Mary got up and ran until they found Jesus' friends and disciples. "Jesus is alive," they called. "We have seen him. He talked to us. Don't be sad anymore. Jesus has come back again." This was the first Easter day, and every Easter since then, people who love Jesus are very, very happy because they remember in a special way that Jesus is alive. So thank you for listening to my story. Some of the signs of life I heard in that, it talked about the birds singing and the bright sunshine, and of course Jesus himself coming to talk to them. Let's have a little prayer. Dear God, thank you that you are always with us. Please help us to have hope on days when it's hard for us to have hope. Help us to know that we can always trust you to be faithful to us, even on days when it's hard for us to see the signs that we're looking for. Be with each of us today. Amen. Have a wonderful day.